is up, YouTube? My name is Mario, aka the Loot Box Hero, aka the real Super Mario here, bringing you another Pokemon ZA video. Alright, so we have some Pokemon ZA stuff to talk about. Riddler Khu has dropped some more information about, cut content from Scarlet and Violet. We have a couple of other stories, one of them involving Miyamoto and IMDB of all things. So, of course, if you want to continue getting videos like this from me, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that good stuff that YouTube requires you to continue getting videos from me. Follow me on twitter.com/RSMario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet, and I'll shout you out at this portion of the video. Alright, so, first off, we're going to do something that's not exactly Pokemon related. We have the Hollywood Handle saying that a Kingdom Hearts movie has been announced to be in development at Disney. Oh boy. Okay, look, alright, I'm a pretty big Kingdom Hearts fan, alright, and I'm just like, look, Disney, alright, you've screwed up a lot in the last, like, 5 years. Don't mess this up. This is potentially a $1 billion picture, okay? Potentially, if you don't mess this up. Yes, I know the story of Kingdom Hearts. It's kind of like,
pancake, milkshake, milkshake.
Hey, look what I found! More pancakes!
Let's speed it up. Pancake, 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 pancake. Eat, little buddy. Eat.
Ralph, you might want to try feeding the kitty for a little while.
No, the kitty gets the milkshake. The bunny gets the pancake.
yeah, it's pretty crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I need y'all to be able to pull this out. I need y'all to be able to make this work. All right, and it's possible. If I mean, I'm just saying, if there's anybody who can do it, I think Disney might be able to do it, especially if they're in the corner, okay? Which you are very much in. All right, I need this to be good, okay? So on to the Pokemon side of things, we have Soul Silver Art posting up this official art from the Pokemon Company saying, kind of cruel that TCPI made its official art of the Kalos starters with a Mega Stone when they knew that none of these three got a Mega. I'm almost expecting them to remedy this in Pokemon Legends ZA, but it'd be just like Game Freak to fake us out and not give them Megas again. This is entirely possible. Alright, I did an entire video on the potential starters we're gonna get for Pokemon Legends ZA if you wanted to check that out. But yeah, I don't think these are gonna be the starters for the game. But I do think there's a possibility that we get Megas for them in the game. It could be some kind of post-game thing where, like, in the post-game you get one of the Kalos starters and, you know, you have to go find the Mega Stone, or maybe you find a Mega Stone for it in, like, the underground of, you know, Lumio City, which is what we talked about last week. So I think there's a potential to where they could do that, because I think the only reason why they didn't give them Megas is because, you know, they gave you the Kanto starters in the game and they had to give them Megas. So it is what it is. Oh, Riddler Khu has popped up again. He's been on his, his Scarlet and Violet cut content thing now that we're in the Poke drought. And he's basically talking about the season system that we could have had in Scarlet and Violet. So, season system was once a thing in Scarlet and Violet development, but they didn't make it come back when Scarlet and Violet got released. So you would see these deer weirdly living together at the same time, which it is kind of weird because technically they are supposed to be different colors for different seasons. But having a season system for Scarlet and Violet would be both a good and a bad thing. It would have been a good thing because you would have been able to get to see, you know, different seasons. You know, it might rain more in the spring. You know what I'm saying? You might get to see something for autumn or fall, you know, where I guess maybe the trees turn a different color. You know, of course, winter, snow, and summer is hot. Maybe they would also have, like, different Pokemon available at different seasons. But the main problem is, you know, if you want a specific Pokemon, do you want to wait an in-game year for next season to find that Pokemon? That's the thing. That's the bad part about it. But I think a season's idea in a Pokemon game would be pretty cool, though. All right, so next we have another story of Nintendo being Nintendo. So apparently, Epic Games wanted Samus Aran in Fortnite. Nintendo said no unless the skin is only visible to Switch players, which I can kind of see Nintendo doing that because, I mean, they kind of value their IPs. Their IPs are like one of the biggest selling points of Nintendo consoles. All right, and if you could technically play as Samus on a different console or play as Mario or a Pokemon or whatever on a different console or a different, platform, I think to them it would be like kind of taking away from their platform. Very small, a very small takeaway, but still a takeaway. You know what I'm saying? Even with something as dumb as like Fortnite. So I think that's a part of Nintendo's old school business mind that they still kind of have. They still haven't evolved as far as, past that, but I kind of see why they did this. But the article says they got really hung up on their characters showing up on other platforms that weren't their platforms. They would be thrilled to have Nintendo platforms in Fortnite, but just only if it's on their platform. For me at Epic Games, we're like, that's an absolute must. We must make sure that Fortnite is the same experience no matter what screen or device you're playing on. So that's where they clash. So that's why we don't really get to see a lot of Nintendo characters in the Fortnite, the everything game. So I'm not quite sure where I stand on this as far as Nintendo goes. Part of me is cool with this because I'm not a huge Fortnite fan. I think Fortnite has completely lost its identity being everything the video game. You know what I'm saying? But on the other side, I do think that it's something that Nintendo is missing out on, being able to kind of reach a different audience of people. But it is what it is, though. All right, so then things get weird. So we have Direct Feed Games, a Twitter account that I have never really heard of. They dropped this tweet saying, it appears that Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto is going to be in trouble as his IMDb profile has leaked several years worth of upcoming Nintendo content. A DK remake for Switch seems they're deciding between Jungle Beat and Barrel Blast, a new Star Fox game, and much, much more. So basically, IMDb, if you don't know, is a site where usually people in like movie and TV space, really kind of a lot of different famous people, because I've seen some content creators on IMDb as well, basically post their kind of resume, of what they've made or what they're working on. And so Shigeru Miyamoto posts his, and apparently a lot of stuff got revealed. So on IMDb, they had an untitled open world Mario game, which that just sounds like, probably a sequel to like Mario Odyssey or the next step beyond Odyssey. A Super Mario Brothers movie sequel, which already was announced. Luigi's Mansion 4, which, okay, I didn't even know there was a Luigi's Mansion 3. I had no idea there was 3 of those games. That's how little I pay attention to Luigi's Mansion. The Legend of Zelda, which is the Zelda movie. I've already done videos on that. Unknown Donkey Kong remake for Nintendo Switch, which, I mean, so that sounds like it's probably going to be for the current Switch and not for the Switch 2. Because, I mean, they could be doing a remake as to strengthen the launch, library of the Switch 2, because I heard that was one of the reasons why they delayed it. But I can't see them, I can also see them just making this for the regular Switch. Untitled Star Fox game for Nintendo Switch. This should be a Switch 2 game. I think this would be pretty big if it was a Switch 2 game. Switch 2 launching with a brand new Star Fox game will be pretty good. And then an untitled Mario baseball game for Switch. Yeah, I could definitely see this being like a last thing to keep the regular Switch people, keep them playing something before the new Switch comes out. So this is pretty interesting. So it's a mixture of movies and video games that Miyamoto is potentially working on, at least as an overseer. You know, because he's probably like, you know, executive producing most of this stuff. So that's interesting. Now, I don't know exactly how IMDb works. I don't know if it's like one of those things like Wikipedia where the public can edit it. I feel like this should be something that only they can edit. So yeah, I feel like this could be a massive leak. All right, we go from leaks to theories. So we have Soul Silver Art with a theory about the logo of Pokemon ZA and how it could tie in to the, you know, Norse mythology and the world tree and whatnot. So we have Soul Silver Art says, was looking at Pokemon Legends ZA logo again, and it's interesting that the Pokemon letters are pink. Could be just the theme of Kalos being the region of beauty and fairy types, and that will be beautifying Lumino City in Pokemon Legends ZA. But it also could be to point out a fairy type Pokemon playing a key role in the game, maybe even potentially a legendary. Personally, I hope not, because fairy is my least favorite type slash Pokemon designs, unless they go the majestic route like they did with Xerneas, which is flawless. So I think it's actually a pretty interesting thing. I kind of noticed this before when they announced everything and I saw the logo. I didn't really think of why it was pink. I mean, because pink does kind of represent like beautification or whatnot, but you know, there's also a Pokemon that has a pink and gray color scheme, and that's Diancie. Diancie is a legendary Pokemon. I think they're the mythical of Generation 6. So it's possible that maybe Diancie plays a role in this. Again, remember, there's a possibility that Lumio City is going to have an underground. So where else would you find a gym Pokemon but in the underground? You know, maybe they'll make Diancie the one that's connected to Mega Evolution, because Mega Evolution is tied to stones. Diancie is a gem stone Pokemon. Now, the other possibility is that they're going to bring in a brand new legendary, another hint at one of the actors in the whole World Tree situation. Because you got to remember, the World Tree was the eagle, which was Yveltal. Xerneas represented the stags that were eating at the World Tree. Zygarde represented the snake that was under the World Tree. Now, there is one actor particularly that is missing from this whole, you know, World Tree thing, and that is the squirrel. Now, there is a squirrel that goes up and down the World Tree, delivering messages between the eagle and the snake. All right, that squirrel was never put into Pokemon X and Y, mainly because they were probably going to do something with it in Pokemon Z. So, of course, that squirrel is Rototsker.
Oh, you almost had it.
Maybe Rototsker. Ratotsker. Lord. Is going to be the new legendary Pokemon that is involved in this in some way. But it would be kind of interesting if they brought in a brand new legendary, because then they would kind of have to explain why it didn't play any role in X and Y. You know what I'm saying? So either way, it could be pretty interesting. All right, so then Jordan chimes up with something that I actually was working on for a video, but they've already kind of posted it now, so I'm like, oh well, it's out the bag. So there are several Pokemon that are not included in any of the Pokédexes for the recent games, specifically Scarlet and Violet, or any of the DLCs. So there's some Pokemon that you still just can't get anywhere, you know, in the modern era of Pokemon yet, you know, and in the post-Dex split world, you know. So of course Jordan said this: I've compiled a list of Pokemon that haven't been found in a Game Freak developed main game since Generation 7 to see if there's anything interesting in terms of what could be included in ZA. Really didn't expect Skitty to be one of the ones that got neglected. This list includes the Beedrill family, which is kind of interesting because Beedrill has a Mega. The Pidgeot family, because Pidgeot also has a Mega. The Raticate line, both of them. The Spearow line, the Ledia line, which, okay. Wello line, the Skitty line, all of the little weird weather Pokemon from Generation 3, the chameleon Pokemon Calican, these guys, which I can't remember their names, the Centret line, of course the elemental monkeys, but nobody likes the elemental monkeys because they're racist, and Furfru, which is pretty much guaranteed to come back. I think Furfru might have even been in the trailer. So yeah, this is interesting. What could this potentially say about Pokemon ZA? Well, I mean, some of these Pokemon don't have megas, like Swellow, Spearow, Skitty. The weather Pokemon definitely don't have megas. Maybe we could be seeing them get megas in the game. Maybe that's why they were left out, so that way they can be brought back and given megas. But another big thing is we could be seeing regional versions of these Pokemon. All right, because what better reason to keep them out of the regular decks than to bring them back with a regional version? So we could see like a regional version of the weather experiment Pokemon, the chameleon Pokemon Calican, Calican. Definitely Swellow, Skitty, and Spearow, and Letty. I could definitely see them all getting regional versions. Even the monkeys could get a regional version. You know, this could also be an element that ties ZA in with a potential, Gen 5 remake. All right, so that's about it for this. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. So do you think we're gonna these left out Pokemon, these Poke refugees, are they gonna get like regional variants, or are they gonna get new megas, or they're just left behind for just no reason? Tell me what you think down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.